He was a weirdo, but also a genius, a madman, yet even more a legend. This man, who suffered from severe obsessive-compulsive disorder, managed to write chapters that shook the era both in the sky and on the silver screen during the 20th century. Howard Hughes, when having a meal, insisted that 12 peas must be neatly arranged on the plate. If a friend casually took one away, he would fly into a rage. In the restroom, he scrubbed his hands frantically until they bled and his skin broke. He even lingered and waited at the restroom door because he didn't want to touch the doorknob. Such a man with almost pathological quirks stepped into the film industry in 1930 with astonishing courage and madness. To shoot Hell's Angels, he spent a fortune. He bought 87 airplanes in one go, hired 180 pilots and 35 photographers, and built 2 private airports. More than 2,000 people were busy on the film set every day, and the daily cost reached as high as $25,000. Facing the problem that the airplanes in the sample film moved as slowly as snails, he spared no expense to keep a meteorologist and waited patiently for 8 months, just to capture the perfect shot of the contrast between the clouds and the airplanes. He even boarded the plane personally to direct the shooting, putting his life at risk. On the day of the premiere in Los Angeles, 500,000 people swarmed in. When the movie ended and thunderous applause filled the air, his huge gamble of $4 million paid off with a box office of $8 million and an Academy Award for Best Cinematography. At the age of 24, he reached the peak as a Hollywood production tycoon. However, the film was just the prologue of his life. The sky was his ultimate dream. In 1930, he acquired an airline and was determined to build the fastest airplane in the world. By removing the biplane struts and grinding the rivets smooth, under his almost harsh demands, the world's first monoplane was born. During the test flight, he ignored the engineer's warnings and challenged the speed limit again and again. He broke the world record at a speed of 566 kilometers per hour. Even in the thrilling moment when the fuel ran out and the plane lost control, he managed to perform a ground-hugging flight with his superb piloting skills. Later, he even flew around the world in 4 days with this plane and became a great aviator. After that, Hughes' ambition grew even stronger. He acquired Trans World Airlines and designed a series of astonishing works like the Hercules transport aircraft. However, an accident struck suddenly. During a test flight, the airplane's engine stopped and it crashed into a residential area. He suffered 78% burns all over his body and had 9 ribs fractured. But he still cared about the airplane project. Even facing the cancellation of military orders, the government's flight ban, and a huge deficit, he mortgaged the airline and continued his madness. Eventually, in just 1 year, he built the Hercules flying boat, with its wings stretching out to 48 meters. At the moment when the test flight was successful, he rewrote history once again. Howard Hughes, the man regarded as a madman by the world, with his paranoia and madness, broke the conventions and pushed the wheel of history forward. His story is a hymn to the pursuit of perfection and an epic of never giving up on dreams.